G'day guys, welcome back to another episode of Level Up. We are back in the shed this afternoon for another cracking podcast episode. Look, I'm pumped for all my podcast episode, but this one will be a cracker today because these guys that are here have come such a long way in the last few years. I'm super proud of them, and look, it's only really just the beginning. The things that I've got planned for the next couple of years are pretty insane, so I'm looking forward to diving in and having a chat about them. So a big warm welcome to Steve and Simone from Essex Constructions. How are you?
Thank you. Great.
Thanks,
Thanks.
bud.
Thanks
Yeah.
for having us.
I am very excited to have the conversation with you guys today. I know Simone's got a lot we can talk about, but I'm just stoked to have you in the seat, mate, because
no pressure.
I never thought we'd get you here.
Yeah, me too.
But mate, I'm proud of you for coming on because the more our industry shares stories and talks about the reality of what happens behind the scenes and what people go through in business, the better it is for everyone. So, mate, appreciate you being here.
No, thanks for inviting me.
So we met, what's it been, a bit over 2 years ago now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
2.5 years.
So you guys come on board with our Live Like Build's Elevate program. Can you, I'm not sure who goes first, but can you give us a little bit of a background of, I guess, where you were leading up to joining Elevate?
Where were we? Yeah, it's just...
Well, maybe go each way because you might be a bit different because you're on site, Simone's in the office. So tell us where you were at, Steve, when you...
Do you even remember? It's a bit of a blur.
it's just... Where would you be? It's just didn't seem like we're going forward. We're just plateauing or going backwards. So that's
Well,
how
we were just coming off the back of 4 fixed price contracts through COVID period. So we had just lost a ton of money just honouring those contracts for our clients, and we just moved house.
Yeah.
Hey, and just trying to get back on our feet with some new contracts, but I think I'm just a bit disillusioned. Hey, or just sort of had lost the energy for it.
Yeah.
But
just what things cost as well.
Adjusting. Yeah, to be able to explain to clients, what the sort of the new cost of construction was, post that period, and it was just sort of like a uncharted territory for a lot of us. It's just...
It'd be good to jump into some more conversation around that because I'm sure your views on that have changed now. Like you, well, I might be making assumptions, but you were probably stuck in that mindset that we can't win jobs, we're too expensive, we can't charge that.
Yeah,
exactly. Well, that's what we'd been told by clients
too
and homeowners for years.
and
You
you're
can't.
like,
It's not that much. And we just lacked the confidence because we just lacked the knowledge of our own numbers and I guess the confidence to sort of stand up and just say that is what it is kind of thing. I guess we were sort of at a point, well, personally, I don't know about you, Steve, but I just sort of didn't want to do it anymore.
Yeah, exactly. Why are we doing it for?
Kind of ready to quit, but then what do? We still sort of love building houses.
We invested a lot too.
Yeah, it's been a long time. I guess
and you're really good at it. It's not like you just you do pretty high-end stuff.
Yeah.
Like the concrete work you guys do is pretty insane.
Yeah, good team too. It's a good team.
Yeah, we've been really fortunate to have awesome crew, which has really helped I guess us sort of stand strong. And then I remember late one night coming across your Live Life Build posts on Instagram, I think, and went, I think I've found... Well, I have tried to introduce Steve to business coaches and whatnot in the past, but Steve has not been very
I can relate with
keen.
Duayne, because of you're a builder. You're on the tools. You've been there.
I've been on the tools for a little while. But
not a businessman saying this is what you should do.
Yeah.
So I got him over the line because of your construction background as opposed to someone who has more sales and marketing and BDM type.
I think that's really important. And look, for me, I think at all levels, you've sort of got to, like integrity is massive for me. So I wouldn't put myself out there to say I could help people if I hadn't done it myself. And that's what we do. A lot of people coming to Live Life Build and Elevate and stuff, but because I don't know, people sort of, I don't know about argue, but people don't agree with me a lot when I say, like, if you haven't worked or run a building business, you have no idea. Like, it is there. I don't know any other job that would be like running
Well,
a
that's
building
exactly what Steve was telling me for years. I have no idea what I go through every day. These guys don't show up, or this happens, that happens.
Yeah.
So I think you've always appreciated that Duayne fully gets it, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So take us back before then. Like, what's the background? Like, how long you been in the industry, Steve?
A long time, mate. Long time. So, yeah, I left school, worked in a engineering firm at Oakey, working on grain silos and augers, and sort of lost that job and didn't want to be there anyway, because moved from Brisbane to Oakey was a place I didn't want to be. Yeah, and then so I moved back to Brisbane and went to a roofing company, and then we started as a brickies labourer, then started working on laying bricks as well, and then asked for an apprenticeship, and he said no. So here I am. Like, I haven't looked back. It's pretty well just doing become a chippy.
Yeah. So you got an apprenticeship being a chippy, yeah.
As a chippy, yeah, and that's what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's been that was good. It was really interesting too, because I started up at Fraser Island doing pole homes.
Oh, right.
Yeah, and he was a hard boss. Yeah, like
It would have been hard work too. Like, building those big pole homes is not for everybody.
No. It's everything. You had to dig footings by hand with a shovel, but that was just a hole.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then we had no power. Made your own concrete up there as well. Yeah, and then make your own scaffolding. That was scary. Yes, but then I went from Fraser to Stratty, built a home over there, and then out to Gundawindi. That was living on site. That was it's interesting. Yeah, living with the two same people, the boss and the boss's son.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then it come back to the coast and just worked at Noosa and Sunshine Beach. And then moved to Caloundra and worked there for about 5 or 6 years. Met Simone, and then we went travelling around the world, and then come back and bought a house in Brisbane. Then and then
the story goes.
Yeah, no, it's just, and then we I think it was I did all my builders TAFE in Brizzy, and then started my own business, and then haven't looked back.
So what were some of the challenges, I guess, in the time that you had your building business before Live Like Build?
Oh, challenges.
Where do you start?
Yeah, where do you start? It's the hardest thing was getting the right trades as well, and then them backing you as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, trades. But once you got them, that was good. And then it's clients too, clients and quoting. And back in the day was, the clients went the cheapest quote all the time. But yeah, once you got your name out there, and then things sort of started falling into place as well.
How have you always had Simone in the business, or how did that happen?
Pretty well. Like, she was doing Weekend Warriors or nighttime, helping me out for a bit. Yeah, and then
I don't remember you ever doing it by yourself. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's what I mean. She helped. She helped on. Yeah, but
no.
If she was still working, she was helping me on weekends or nights. Yeah, because I'm not the perfect office jockey. I'm slowly getting there.
Mm-hmm. That's reality. It's the way it is. Like, you don't become a builder because you want to sit in an office.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
I love
or
being
a tradie.
outside.
Like, you want to be outside in the sun with the heat and the boys and cranking the tunes. And,
I'm an outside boy for sure, but I've got to learn to be inside to learn the ways and just keep the quotes, getting the quotes out. That's the biggest thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I feel it's a very important thing for not just builders, like any traders as well. Like, you've got to work your way towards becoming a business, not just having a job.
Yeah.
Not just because it's more financially rewarding and all the other benefits that come with it, but more so like we all age, and like, you've got to come up with a solution that you're not going to be on site flogging yourself
Yeah, definitely.
until the day you
Start falling
retire.
apart, yes.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, that's the good thing when we joined with you. That's when I started learning about being a business owner. You know, sort of getting into my head, like, hang on, you got to have time in the office too, and
yeah,
like this, the Gold Coast, that sort of woke me up a bit to say, whoa,
yeah. When you come to a first live event,
and that's saying, oh yeah, that's I need to spend a bit more time in the office and just learning to let go too, not be in control, and let the boys, you know, just because it's not my way, it's still getting done a different way, but it's still right. So,
yeah. It's all part of building that culture, isn't it? And I guess giving your team, showing your team that you trust them when you're not around.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
it. Yeah, that's still hard.
Yeah.
Mm.
It's your baby, isn't it? Like you started the business, you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I'm up at night, stressing about little things, not them. So
Yeah. There's no, like everyone just, like for people that don't have their own business, they just think it's all rosy, don't they? Like they don't understand that, there's no real lunch breaks or holidays or time off. Like when it's your own business, you've got to do what you got to do. Like,
yeah, definitely.
so when did you come into the business, Simone? Or you pointed out that you've always been there.
So it was 2009 we started. I'd just been made, so we, after our travels, come back to Australia, and I got a job in Brisbane, because at the time, I'm a journalist by training and was working in marketing and advertising, and the Sunshine Coast at that time was really dead in creative industries, and anything like that was non-existent really up there. So I started commuting to Brisbane, which sort of caught up with me, and we moved. And anyway, when we come back, I was stoked to get a job in my field, in communications marketing for a company, and they went bankrupt. It was all around the GFC.
Yeah.
And then I got another job actually for a business systems coach, but he went broke because no one could pay him. No one had money for coaching. And through that experience, I actually was taught how to keep books. So he actually flew me to Cairns for his accountant to teach me, sit there and teach me my job, how to actually do bookkeeping. So that was pretty much the only skill, really practical skill I brought to the construction business, was at least I could...
And living on a job site with your dad.
Me? My childhood, yes. There was that 5-year period of loving Dad. But that did teach me a lot. My dad's an owner builder. My grandfather, his dad was a builder.
Yeah.
My brother's a builder. So there's a little bit in the family. So I sort of grew up with, living in a half-finished pole home and whatnot, and just is what it is, sort of used to it. But anyway, it soon became apparent that there was just so much more to just bookkeeping required behind the scenes. And also because I just think from my, more corporate background, I could see the clientele that we were building for kind of, speaking down to Steve, or not trusting, not really sure or confident with what was happening on site. And it was just a bit of a disconnect and lack of communication between Steve and them. So that's sort of where I came in, just to sort of help, the communication flow a little bit more, just so to manage expectations a bit. But it's grown a lot since those days.
Communication's a massive thing, isn't it?
To this day, absolutely. It's just so important, just to be really careful and just keep everyone informed. And
it's easy to be a builder or a tradie on site and just feel like everyone's your mate, including your clients, and just treat it like it is, turn up, but
they know. They can see me. They know.
Yeah.
It's like, no, you got to spell it out. If that date's changed, they need to know the date, the new date. That's sort of the way I, because I know I'm like that myself. I'm quite impatient and want to know, and I've got my life plan and things booked, so I just try and put myself in other people's shoes. Yes.
Well, that's definitely an important thing as well. Because I think a lot of people in business treat their clients how they live their life, but you can't really do that, can you? Because everyone, you might have a client that's really anxious and wants all the details. You might have a client that is more into their finances and wants to know exactly where everything's, like the budget's at. Like everyone's very different.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
remember I was speaking to a
yes.
lady who rolled her eyes, couldn't think of anything worse than weekly site meetings. What? Every week? Oh. You know, couldn't care. Can't you just build it and we just show up at the end?
Yeah.
You know, so there's all extremes and it's just sort of
And
learning.
I've got another client. It's like Friday's coming up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's just learning to read people and
Yeah.
deliver.
Yeah.
So what's it like now, Steve? Like you've talk us through some of the achievements in the last couple of years.
Yeah, turned the business around. Like, starting to make a profit too. Just not scraping by. Like, yeah, just knowing your numbers too. That's a big learning curve. Know what things in the back end what costs, and you're just like, whoa, I'm not charging enough, and yeah, that and just systems too. Like we're getting there with systems.
Yeah.
And, what
about personal? Like what's personal wins you've had since your business has become better?
personal wins is I had my operation. I've been waiting 10 years for. yeah. So I had that because I could step back. Yeah, and
Isn't that funny? About like you put your business over your health because the business wasn't running that well, and you felt like you couldn't have time off and your cash flow and all that. And
I know I held a lot of responsibility because like Simone's part of it as well. Like if I stop, who's going to be doing it? So it's I know it's sort of contradicts. Well, I can hurt myself, and then you're not there anyway.
Yeah.
And I'm sleeping better. Like it's less stress, like a lot less stress. That's for sure. We got work in the pipeline.
More family time.
Yeah. Stop working Saturdays. Yeah, definitely. And then getting home. Like, hey, that's an earlier. Instead of being there after 7, getting home. And then another thing too is stop working nights in the office too. That's reduced heaps. I used to do work from 8 o'clock to midnight, just getting the quotes out and then getting back up at 5 and going to work.
So are you busy? Like, busy is the wrong word, but have you got more work on now than you've had in the past?
Yeah.
Yeah,
for sure. Yeah, and we're saying no to a lot of work too.
Yeah.
But compared to where you were 2 years ago, what would you say? You're 50% more, or like?
Do you know what's changed is the value of contract. So not necessarily more contracts, or maybe a little bit, maybe 20%.
Yeah, but the higher end.
Higher value.
But I'm just trying to for the listener, I guess, paint a picture. Like you're doing a lot more work, but you've got free time, and you're not working nights. So.
The nights was a big thing.
It was.
I was wrecked. I thought I was so clever. To think, I've got nights. The phone doesn't ring, the emails stop, the children are in bed, and and of course it's great, good for deep work. You're not interrupted, but terrible for your health. Absolutely terrible. So that's been a big one. It's just required more organisation. And
systems. And then putting like a supervisor on or leading chippies to say, okay, you are a leading chippy or a supervisor now. Just say here, so you are running the job, not, and then that's sort of taken a lot of pressure off. But it's given a guide for the boys going, oh, hang on, I am running the job.
Yeah.
This is my job.
Yeah. Because a lot of, and I'll put my hand up, I'm bad for it. Like I for years, even when I had my carpenter gangs, like, I've got lead carpenters, I've got supervisors, but they're not really if you're there micromanaging them all the time.
Definitely. That's what I mean, just learning to let go and trust. That's the biggest thing. They've been there long enough now to know the ways, what's right and wrong.
So have you seen a lot of growth in your team as well in the last couple of years?
Yeah, definitely, yeah.
But also I think it's been helpful for us to define roles. And
Each of you?
Us, but also in the team.
Yeah.
And it's a never evolving process, so we're still working through task ownership between admin office and site and whatnot.
Yeah, we're still learning and we're still evolving.
tinkering.
But
Yeah.
that never ends, but
No, that's right.
That's the whole success means that you're constantly improving and learning.
Yeah.
Like if you sit back and think,
Oh,
sure,
we're
everything's
here.
fine.
Not,
Yeah, because that'll run out in 6 months if you're not learning more.
Yeah. So like a huge achievement, which I'm not sure if you want to talk about. Like you guys have got a pretty big, exciting thing planned for next year. I don't know if you want to touch on that at all. But like 2 years ago, did you think that was going to be possible?
Oh yeah,
it had to be. 'Cause I was
Well, Simone would have left. I did say give me a year, but it's been 2 years now.
3 actually.
3 years.
3 years, yeah.
Yeah.
So we're knocking our own home down.
Yeah.
For the
We had a
listeners.
lovely house before we sold as well.
Yeah, so we did a knockdown rebuild when our children were 5. And we were working from the home. So we moved in with my parents with 2 kids, a dog and an office lady.
It was a big house.
Yeah, it was big. They're so kind. And they're kindly welcoming us back again.
They got a tiny house.
However, Mum's no longer using the granny flat for her business. So Steve and I will live in the granny flat. The kids will have the bottom level of the big house.
Live with the grandparents.
And
That might be like a holiday for you guys.
well,
Yeah, maybe.
got a swimming pool and a private track to the beach.
Yeah, and we can close the door so the kids don't come in.
So it'll be, and it's only, not far from our home or our site, our block of land.
Yeah.
So that's going to be huge. And it's a really big driving force because it's really interesting too, just learning about healthy homes recently, diving more into that topic, as well as just what we know from passive design principles and everything about the home that we bought is wrong and back to front and upside down and breaking and falling apart, and it just feels yucky to live in it. And when we do what we do, makes it even harder every day just to come home. It's low ceilings and dark and mouldy and broken, and you can't see the mould, but I just know it's there. Oh, the whirlybird flew off the other day, didn't it, in the storm? Steve screwed a bucket to the roof.
Over the top of it. Sounds like
That's a builder's house.
So, it's literally.
I got up there, no got water coming through the roof.
Son was like, Mum, kitchen's
The
leaking.
whirlybirds just
That
hanging off.
hailstorm.
Yeah.
So
But you're in a great position to be able
Big
to now
block of
move
land.
forward and
exactly. So we bought the block a few years ago, had the sort of vision, but we wanted to have the confidence to be able to borrow to build what we wanted to, and that's taken a couple of years.
The pack process on ourselves.
Yeah.
So the first plan's been ripped up. So anybody just do the pack process before you start. Yeah, and we just got the prelim drawings and engineering, and just went, whoa, we could afford it, but do you want to go in that much debt?
We just didn't want to
That much pressure and
go there.
So that's a really, like Camille and I do it, we use the pack process in every development we do now. I think the more times we do it ourselves, the better we get educated to help our clients out.
That's what I thought from the experience. I thought, it's a taste of our own medicine to a degree, and I'll be able to better relate and go,
I want a bigger bathroom.
But you can also see where you're letting the process down. Like, I know our pack process at the moment, like this year we've just become so hectic, we're really dropping the ball with the estimating. So like we've got on board with Hayden from Price of Plan, where he's doing a lot more of our estimating now, but we know that in our own projects. And so we knew we were doing that, but the highlight was 2 developments we're working on for ourselves at the moment. And like constantly saying like, we thought we'd be building this now, like this is ridiculous. And then like when you really think about it, like where the hold up, like where the handbrake, like we should have had the costings done. We should have been getting back to people like.
Yeah.
Well, that's exactly right. And that's why it's so important for Steve to be in the office more, because of the flow-on effect for delays. Oh, but I have to be there with the pour, or or that block fill, or well, there goes another week to a start date on that next job and the next job. No, it's a biggie, and just to be able to, I guess, provide guidance as early as possible, price-wise, is really valuable. So anyway, I think we both feel a lot more comfortable with. And excited about the new design.
It's still a nice home. It is. It's it's still big and open, and Yeah.
Well, as long as it suits you guys, that's the most important thing.
Oh, building to our budget.
Yeah.
And it's a nice home.
Yeah.
And it suits us it's probably a 5-year plan instead of a 15-year plan.
Yeah.
So the last house had an independent living wing designed in it for our daughter. She has a disability, and we were sort of had a vision of being able to teach her how to shop and cook and clean and everything, but still being at home, but without sort of putting her out to some sort of NDIS housing, which didn't really appeal to us. So it just got a bit out of hand. Yeah, just external entry, another flight of stairs, and it's just it got a bit too big, and just the extra joinery and whatnot. And we just sort of went, well, she's 15. She doesn't need a kitchen now. She doesn't need it now. She actually doesn't need it in the next 5 years. Let's build a normal family home for now,
Single
and then
level.
we might we'll solve that future perceived problem in the future. And it might be we sell the house or build a new one, or who knows, or extend. A few little scratchy ideas about how to extend it or up.
Do you feel that your mindset on that stuff has changed because of your growth in the last 2 years? Like, you're not trying to go, oh shit, we need to be doing this,
100%.
because you know now that the reward you get back when everything goes to plan.
Yeah.
Well, we've always got options. I think that's what sort of made me settle. Like, I wasn't devastated or upset. It was just the cost of time, probably cost 3 or 4 months, but whatever. Like, that's a small price to pay, really, compared to like building something that's beyond your means, really,
And
and
then
living.
the end of it, I can't
the smell
afford
of
to
an oily
finish the
rag.
driveways or the fences.
Have things half done and
Or cutting corners. No, let's. Yeah.
So we'll do it properly for now. Hey, and
Yeah.
it's going to suit us really well for a solid 5 years or so.
Definitely.
And then,
And you keep doing, like, you keep running the business and having the growth you've had over the last 2 years. Like, who knows where you'll be in 2 years' time? Like,
keep it. It'll be the rental.
Like, you never know. Like, it's all right, guys. I want to introduce you to a really exciting new product that I believe is going to play a massive role in Australia building healthier homes. As you all know, I am extremely passionate about healthy homes, and I'm doing a lot of research and putting a lot of time and effort into making sure my construction business is leading the way when it comes to building healthy homes here in Australia. We've teamed up with the guys from Highwood Timber. Highwood Timber are pioneering condensation management with their high-flow ventilated LVL batten system. High-flow battens give builders a stronger, straighter and smarter way to create a ventilated cavity behind cladding and underneath roofs, without compromising on structural performance. While tackling condensation to improve building health and ease of installation, Highwood battens are built to perform. When it comes to dealing with condensation and ventilation, high-flow battens will help you create continuous ventilated cavities behind all your cladding and underneath your roof sheeting. They reduce condensation risk and support healthier, longer-lasting buildings. Highwood timber battens are also in alignment with the proposed NCC condensation management requirements, as well as passive house ventilation requirements. Being an engineered LVL product, they are stronger, straighter, and more dimensionally stable than a solid material such as pine. This helps resist warping, twisting, and shrinkage, ensuring more consistent installs, less prone to splitting than solid timber. Highwood timber battens are precisely manufactured, meaning that your installation will be faster and easier than other products on the market. The part that I like the most about these battens are they are H3 treated for long-term protection against decay and termites. They use a waterborne H3 treatment which reduces reactivity with membranes and adhesives when compared to LOSP. These are the exact battens that you want to be using on your homes and your builds if you are considering building healthier homes or passive homes. Check them out, Highwood Timber Products. Like, you guys are far too humble. Like, I know your growth. Like, you were on one of our calls yesterday with the members, and like, you've the growth you've had and the learnings you've had are phenomenal. Like, females are always the worst. Like, you don't give yourself enough credit.
Yeah.
I've been pretty fiercely determined, I'd say, to make a change.
For the positive.
Yeah. I think it's fair to say we sort of had 3 really big bumpy bits throughout the business is nearly 17 years old.
Yeah.
And when it was 18 months, we'd been 18 months in business. We were still living hand to mouth, and we had twins,
Yeah.
boy and a girl, and
I was running 2 jobs at the same time, and the kids were in special care with Simone, and that was a stressful time.
really challenging. And so our daughter was diagnosed with Down syndrome on day 4, so it was a surprise to us. So that was a huge adjustment, as well as then still having to work. I remember the first end of month, and I was still in hospital. I was so blank. I don't even know who paid.
I knew the PIN number of my key card. That's all. I didn't know what am I going to pay.
So it was a really hard couple of years, but family, was so supportive. We had a lot of rock solid family around us just to get us through. And then I guess 5 years after that, we knocked the house down to move. That was pretty hard. And we stretched ourselves financially big time on that. So we learned a lot of lessons, and from that's part of the reason why we've waited 3 years to start this project. From our learnings from that one, is sort of probably rushing in and giving ourselves little upgrades here and there that shouldn't have, and then other jobs, just the reality, of running multiple jobs whilst also your own. We just underestimated the pressure, financial pressure.
I'm comfortable with 3 at once. But when you go 4 and 5, that's when it gets really stressful.
So 3 at once is still a big deal, but your 3 is fairly different to most people's 3. Tell us a little bit about the work you do, Steve, and without try not to be so humble, mate. Because your work is awesome.
They are big. The big homes. They are, but it's a long time between each trade. It's not like next week the plaster starts. It's months before the plaster starts, and
the milestones are far apart. So
you've got to have 3 on the go, because the boys won't have nothing to do over there. And these big concrete homes, there's not much chippy work in it till the formwork's gone, and then we start.
A couple months,
months or year. It's nearly been a year on one job before the chippies could start.
Tell us about one of your current ones. How many cube was there in the concrete roof?
There was 70 cube in the roof and 28 tonne of Rio. And that was a long time, that one. All up, it's going to be close to 1,000 cube for the house. That's footings, driveways, pool. The pool's massive. And that was those footings, the piers for the footings, they went down 12 metres, and there was 75 of them. And it was 3.5 months of just drilling through rock. And we might be doing 3 to 5 a day. We're averaging 1 or 2.
So how did you get the experience to do that work? Because a lot of people,
I said I could do it.
Because so many people. I had this conversation with the Bill the other day, because he wants to get started. He wants to do full new homes, but he's only been doing kitchen and bathrooms. And I was like, mate, there's never a perfect time. You just got to jump in and talk to other people, get on YouTube, watch videos, do whatever you can. But you've taken that.
That was the foundations on that. That's the biggest one. But it's still the same concept.
But that was 15 years into your building career. So if you think back to when you started,
15 years ago,
the first new build was actually Mullaney. I was pregnant, my gosh. I just flashback. Remember that? I used to eat trail mix in the nausea in the car. And that was, someone gave you a go. So a mate went, I can't, I'm too busy for this. Remember that?
Yeah, that's right.
And then we did, another clients, we did a couple of renos, smaller jobs. And so they've got to know us and then knock down, rebuild the first one in Minyama. Anyway.
Same street.
So I think it's just about
trust,
taking the opportunity when it's presented to you, even if it's not perfect. Like that first one in Mullaney was in an avocado farm, 50-minute drive from home. It's like some people turn their nose up and go, oh, that's too far.
It was nice. It was nice working on an acreage.
Well, you've got to do what you've got to do, don't you? But you've worked your way up now to do these incredible concrete homes, but
But it's confidence too. I've never had a big piling rig like that on a site. I've had, I've done the screw piers, and I've done, bored holes, but not 12 metres deep through rock. But you just hire the right contractors too. You just listen to them and say, this is what I need done, and tell me what else I need to cover.
Yeah.
You learn. And yeah, I felt confident with the contractors I employed. That's
They're the experts, hey.
they do it for a living.
the
This is like I
field.
build homes for a living. So if you can get me that foundations in, I can do the rest.
Yeah, but it's like you're obviously very good with your communication and your skills with dealing with people, because like there'd be a lot of piling contractors out there that are cowboys, just like there are builders and tradies. So
I learnt hard from the first one because he did a run on a weekend, took his machines, and ran away because he said it's too hard.
Yeah.
And then I just got on the blower and done a lot of research as well, and talked to a lot of people.
Yeah.
And listen.
And that was southeast Queensland wide, hey, because there's no one on the Sunshine Coast with a large enough equipment for the job. So it was just a matter of talking to people, picking up the phone, any contact, and it's just follow the thread till you find the right person.
And they came to site, and I'm just like, whoa, this is easy. And I said, oh, the last guy said the same thing. But then he said, we got the right tool for the right job, and that's one of my best sayings.
Yeah.
Each time I go, what tool shopping?
Yes.
But again, this is all important information to share, because there's a lot of builders out there that have these goals and ambitions, but I don't know, they just let the stories they tell themselves hold them back because they don't have the right experience or whatever. But you just made a really good point there. Like there's, especially when you're doing custom homes, like it's not uncommon that every job you do has something that you've never done before.
Yeah, oh, definitely, definitely. And new products too. I love learning about new products, and it's
Just to not be afraid, hey, of something that's...
But it just does come down to experience too, like your confidence in yourself. If you've done something similar, it's something similar. You know steps, you know what's right. You know the first two steps, and then you just got to learn the next. Yeah, if something's all new.
So how does that site confidence, I guess, flow through to the quoting, the estimating, and those sorts of things? Like you both mentioned several times knowing your numbers. Because so many people reach out to me through this podcast and say, "What do you're always banging on about knowing your numbers? Like, what do you mean by knowing your numbers?" And
well, see, knowing your numbers when you're doing footings and foundation, that's hard. That's you got to do that as a cost plus.
We've learnt to use provisional sum allowances.
On that, jobs like that.
On unforeseen ones too. Especially you got screw piers too. Nobody knows how deep they got to go.
Yeah.
You know, like
and we've learnt to really spell that out to homeowners, because they don't really understand, we've allowed for this many in that deep, based on the geotech report that we've got, but to really spell it out that that's an estimate, even though it's impossible to quote it,
the geotech's drills are this big and I'm doing piers this big. I've got more chance of hitting a rock, not him.
And it's the very start.
It is. It's all about setting those expectations, isn't it?
Yeah, and being really, really clear. And I think too, just from an experience with the rock in the last project, we're probably almost scaring people away with how blunt we are with what can happen. We've found buried swimming pools, and all sorts of things in suburban excavations. So it doesn't have to be rural.
Yeah, I had that on as well. Screw piers, you hit restriction about 4 metres. At 7 metres, they were sinking on their own. And they went down 14 metres before they talked up. See, it comes down to experience. You just learnt.
I feel, and exactly the same. Like we learned our lesson with that. Like we've never done any piers like you have with the big boring machine. We've done bored concrete piers down to about 6 metres just with an excavator. But we've done a lot of driven piles. We've done a lot of screw piers. But our first job, where we used copper logs, like driving them in with a big 18-ton or 28-ton excavator. It was similar to what you just said. We just had it priced and we put it in our contract. There was 101 of them. This is probably 16, 18 years ago when it'd be 15 maybe years ago. There was 101 of them. We had 2 different soil tests. The soil test said they'd max out at, I think it was 12 or 13 metres. And I think there ended up being only 2 or 3 that were under that, and the deepest ones were 27 metres. and we did our ass, like, because we had it in as a fixed price.
Yeah.
And we learnt the hard way. So from that job on, like any time that we had any type of any pier at all that was suggested that it would be more than 2 meters, it was an allowance.
Yeah.
Like,
You have to. It's impossible.
yeah.
To
But I sort of learnt that. I worked down Brisbane International Airport, and I watched the pylons go in that, and then I watched 3 20-metre concrete pylons go down, just ramming them down, and then over there 2, they only went 2, and then a little bit further there, they only went 1.
Yeah.
So nobody knows, honestly. That's
Mate, it was incredible to watch the first time we did it. Like they would ram it pretty steady, and the first 2 or 3 meters would be quite solid, and then you'd see them break through a crust, and some of them, like you say, they'd keep tapping them down. It was reasonable, but there was other ones where they'd drive the first, and the copper logs I think were in 7 or 8 meter lengths, and they'd get the first one in, and then they'd put their splicer joint on, and then they'd hit the next one down, and like some of these piers would get down to 10, 12 meters. And it'd be bumping away, and then all of a sudden they'd bump it, and it'd drop 3 meters.
disappear.
So they had a big cable tied to them, so they wouldn't obviously disappear, and we had to start again. But like visually seeing that definitely gives me like I tell my clients those stories. Like if we do any jobs on sites now that have that, like most of those sites where we have to do them are along the ocean front or whatever, and it's like stiff, silty mud or whatever they call it. So you just educate your clients on what's going on. Like,
You try.
Yeah.
You try. Educate them.
Just to be really clear. So I think that's helped us structure the contracts well. And just, the labour.
Yeah, the labour is the biggest one too.
Well, it's pretty.
We've learned the numbers, like what to charge, and even wages and that. Just learning.
But it's more just cost tracking. What I meant was like just the amount of labour to allow for different tasks and things like that. It's just come from years and years and years of cost tracking and reviewing back on that.
Yeah, we do get the boys to do timesheets. That helps. Just like, why is that blowing out? You just go through and you go,
quite detailed.
And writing down what they're doing.
Exactly, like task by task.
Next contractor, we better bump that up now.
And just little learnings, each one. And I've been tracking Steve's supervision since 2018 or something.
Yeah.
Just and have it down pat pretty much. I know how, and it's pretty consistent.
Yeah.
And we switch that, whether it's Steve or another team member.
Yeah.
There's a budget there to cover generally what.
Definitely, you got to think about that supervision, because they're not whacking in a frame if they're over there talking to the plasterer.
Yeah. Anyone at all in your team that's doing supervision tasks should be tracking it, should be putting it down as supervision. But again, even and this applies to all tradies. Like so many people think they're tracking time just because their employees are putting in a timesheet.
Yeah.
But, like if they're not putting down the tasks they're doing, like I think every trade should be doing it. Like even like a plumber should be separating like his cold and hot water rough-in time and his stack work time and his fit-off time, because how can he improve his costings on the next job if he's not?
Oh, exactly. I know. No, it's been super important. So we've got a new app for that.
Yes, we're bringing in a new system.
In the boys' pocket on the phone.
Yeah,
so
no more
it's
paper
just
and
job,
pen.
task, hours done. So it's cut down. No more pen and paper. We literally went from pretty much pen and paper to that.
Yeah.
So that's been really good. Just streamlining it, getting it into the costings and sync to zero, and just really
How do you
helpful.
like that's the site numbers are only one side of it, isn't it? Like we don't need to discuss your percentage of overheads, but how have you gone? Like where were you at 2 years ago with overheads compared to where you are now?
Didn't really know them.
We didn't.
Well, do you know what? I'll definitely put my hand up to this. I didn't notice, whilst I was fully aware of the cost of materials and labour had escalated throughout COVID, I totally took my eye off the ball with the overheads, and insurances and fuel and licensing, like everything was going up in equal proportions, but I just didn't notice.
Yeah.
So I think, yeah, well, I know.
If you haven't got a document and you're not regularly reviewing it, like
Yeah.
it's not hard to not notice it.
That's right. It's just, that's it. But just going through the exercise, what you've taught us through Elevate, didn't take long. It just honestly a couple of hours. Like, holy shit! What are we doing? We're way too. No wonder.
Yeah, no wonder we're not going ahead. Yeah,
So
not getting ahead. Yeah,
that was
because it's coming out of our
bit of a
our pocket.
rude
Well,
awakening.
on that, like I know we had some conversations very early on when you first signed up, like your salaries, like
we reduced them drastically to help pay for other things that we wanted to do. And we were okay with that. And that's part of the reason why it's taken 3 years to get to the point we're ready to build again for ourselves. But we're just so determined to fix up the mess.
But you know what they are, but like you made educated decisions to like play around with your salary.
Yeah.
Oh,
It was all
whereas-
part of
we've changed we got to know our numbers and we've changed the whole system now.
part of the plan. And it's all back, we've been able to give our team pay rises and ourselves and everything's healthy again. But it was just a period of time we just knuckled down.
Yeah.
And we just said, well, this is what we have to do. I don't know, I think we might have had a couple of a contract or two we still had to write out.
Yeah.
And went, well, we're stuck here now, we're just going to do it. And
But you dug in, you learnt your numbers so that you could play around with them like that.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Most people just have
Fly
no
blind.
idea whatsoever of what they're getting paid.
Yeah.
Like it's literally just the accountant says, hey, this is left over, you've made this much money, the company's made this much money.
yeah, I know.
Yeah.
The,
We have
I think I talk
salaries.
about that a fair bit. Like I think when you're over your numbers and you know what you're getting paid, like that's how in my and Camille's life, like every growth spurt we have is because we've made an educated decision to reduce our salary so we can put more money over here and do that over there, and then that'll grow and then we get paid again.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's exactly what we did over the
Yeah.
last couple of years. So it was rewarding, just to
Yes,
do that
it
and
is.
go,
Yeah.
worth it.
It is. That's why sleep so much better.
And now-
I am.
But do you feel rewarded now for what you do for a job? Like now that you're in this position? Or you're getting
Successful? Yeah, like, hey, hang on, and this is turning into a good business. Like, not like, oh, I'm not going to work just because I have to. Yeah, because I want to now. Really. Yeah, it's just, it is rewarding. Yeah, especially.
I think so. It's exciting to be part of people's, dream home build. That's sort of what we do mostly. Hey, it's either a holiday home or the dream home or something that's exciting and fun. It's not like an investor type product. So I like that as opposed to, commercial building, it can be a bit impersonal.
Yeah.
So we sort of get,
Simone's going back to being humble again. But,
Oh.
but you
Yeah.
but you guys are getting rewarded now. Like you've put in the effort, you're getting rewarded. You can see the future's bright.
Yeah, because we're looking at what are we, our next chapter really is like one day we'll start building for ourselves,
Yeah.
not for a client.
Yeah, like doing your own developments on the side.
Yeah, just because,
that's the next step.
it'd be awesome. just 'cause
After
we know it
building our
works.
own home, we'll just start with one at a time. I don't know if we'll ever not build for other people,
Yeah.
sort of, but evolve into a developer builder model
Yeah.
with sort of a foot in both camps, ideally.
Yeah. You've got the knowledge to do it now. Like that is the most rewarding part of knowing your numbers. Like you can
Well,
plan
it's
for that.
exciting
Yeah.
and to have the freedom and to go and when you do see an opportunity, you go, oh, let's buy that site. And, let's just buy it. But to have we're not loaded, we don't have like oodles of like hard cash in the bank. But so to learn about
that
the
humble
finance.
No, we don't.
Got $100.
Yeah,
No
$200.
money
actually.
back. Yeah, so that's exciting, I think. But it's all sequential, I guess. Hey, you got to do the work and understand. We need a healthy construction company first before we can go and do those sort of development projects.
Yeah, definitely.
And just to learn the interaction between the two.
Are you at a point now where you can really see, like you're finding your who's not how's, like you're stepping back offside a little bit, you're putting other people in positions, like you've got roles and tasks, like can you see the freedom growing? Like, I can see Steve's still struggling with it.
Yeah, but I'm still learning to step back.
Yeah.
I think it's definitely work in progress. Like we're definitely working hard on systems and trying to not only design them but follow them diligently when, you know, and not be slack and take a shortcut because I know I can do this quicker if I just call this person or email that guy, you know, but if I do it properly through the software and the system so we can find it again later or so so-and-so can pick it up. And, so it's all, we're just trying to really centralise our operations in one platform. So that's taking a lot of discipline, but it will allow us to share tasks between a VA, between site, between office, or if we're on holiday or somewhere, if we have to check in, we can.
Well, the other thing too, we introduced whiteboards too, and that's been going for what?
A couple of months,
over 6 months now, and it's great. At least the boys can see what's coming up too. They start thinking, who's coming, what's going on, what do I need? Not like, I need some nails, and then an hour later, I forgot to tell you, get some batten screws too. You know, like it's just, what are you doing? Like, so
good visual. Yeah, there's lots of layers, hey, to the...
But it was a good starting point with the whiteboards.
Yeah, everyone hears you talk about whiteboards and it's whiteboard. Like it's how you manage that whiteboard. And it's having the systems and processes to back the whiteboard up.
Yeah,
like, it's not just putting a whiteboard on site and letting everybody draw shit pictures over it.
Mate, you should see one whiteboard. It was this much writing. It's this big of this is all the to-do list. And who's coming. And we followed the videos. I'll let the boys watch your videos.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, and then they sort of got their head around it as well. So, no, it's good.
Everyone liked the question when you got asked, how do you keep your writing so neat?
It's not my writing. My writing it's funny you say that because we're currently recording this podcast close to Christmas time, 2025. Last weekend, so we're having 3 parties this year. Camille's gone a bit crazy. So last Sunday we had all our team brought their families and everyone. It was a big family day. And so I sat down and just went through every team member and just got a little bit creative with some awards that I wanted to give out. And then I passed them on to Sharon and our accounts manager, Camille and Sharon, and said, just run your eye over this, like, let's play around with it. And one of our awards was for the world's neatest handwriting because one of our supervisors, honestly...
Definitely not a doctor.
Every person that turns up to site are like, how the hell does that, like, especially with whiteboard pens, like, how do you do that? So it's funny because you go around our job sites and like the ones he writes on are like neat as, and then you go to other job sites and like there's a quarter of the information taking up more space.
Right. And it's my hand that rubs out the next bit.
I'm the same, mate.
And then, how do you spell that again?
I've got to have my iPhone open and check my spelling as I'm trying to write on the board, otherwise no one can read it.
Done that plenty of times. What are you doing? Oh, nothing.
But look, guys, I'm super proud of you guys. Like, you've come such a long way. Like, you were, I think we had 2 or 3 conversations before you signed up. Like, you're a little bit hestant in the begining about, because you did some previous coaching, hadn't you?
We had one complimentary chat a few years ago. I was never hesitant, for the record. But just Steve was. But I just felt like we were at a point where I knew we needed help. It wasn't going to fix itself after all these years. And I think that's part, it was sort of...
Never too old. That's
to eat humble pie. Just because we'd been doing it a long time didn't mean, that we knew I guess you always knew what you were doing on site. I guess the construction and the workmanship was never really the issue. Like, we were an award-winning builder. But
the back end.
Just our health and wellness and our finances weren't really great.
Isn't it funny about, like, I had this conversation with a guy this morning, actually, and I had it again 2 days ago. So you guys would have seen we've recently got quite a few new members in the group. And one of the conversations I had 3 or 4 days ago, like, because this guy was really hesitant to sign up because he's an award-winning builder, and he's like. And I told him my story. I was the same, and you guys just mentioned it. Like, it's very hard in this industry because our industry rewards the finished product.
Yeah,
But
definitely.
no one,
project.
like Live Like Build does our awards, which focus on rewarding people for everything behind the scenes, the systems, processes, estimating, all that sort of stuff. But the rest of the industry rewards on these fluffed up pillows and beautiful looking pictures, but that doesn't indicate all the stress, the lost money, the arguments, like all the shit that's going on to get there.
Yeah.
And so for a
Exactly.
builder that's winning awards, it can be very hard to understand, like, what's wrong with my business?
Yeah.
Like, is it us? Is it like, what's going on?
Yeah, you start
Yeah,
questioning, you
and I
question
think
yourself.
too, just how hard it was to win those contracts in the first place, and I was just, it was beyond us to be able to repair it, to fix it, to be able to work it out on our own.
So have you won awards for houses that you lost money on?
Of course,
Yeah.
we have.
Yeah.
And which ones did we make money on?
Yeah.
Yeah,
And so again, that's my point. Like the industry is rewarding that.
yeah,
And
yeah.
yeah, I
that's
know
exactly
we've
right.
definitely won awards back in the past where like we completely like had a horrible time on the job,
Yeah.
and the only person that's won has been the client when they sold the house, like, and
Yeah,
made
that
huge
plenty of
amounts of money.
times. This is our dream home forever.
So it's
Yeah.
it's really funny how this industry works. Like if you don't have those in-depth conversations, if you don't reach out for help on your business, and you're purely judging where you're at because of a finished product, it can be very deceiving.
Yeah.
It's very unhealthy, very sort of competitive. It was helpful, like the awards were helpful for us as a startup to build credibility. I think for someone else to be able to say, oh yes,
Yeah.
they do good work, to have the inspections and, a bit of publicity, like it was helpful. And
Yeah.
in some cases that was the only payment
Yeah.
we got
Yeah.
was a bit of public pat on the
Yeah.
back.
Which, look, don't get me wrong, awards are great
Yeah.
because they build your reputation, people see your quality of work.
Yeah, but they can't be the be all and end all
Yeah.
of your business. And as we sort of grew, or our contract values grew, the award categories became smaller and more open, and so we were finding our homes were up against homes that were 4 or 5 times the value of what we were building, and we just we had a little break. We dipped our toe back in this year, and we might do. Yeah, it's not as important to us as it used to be, is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
We're just really focusing on delivering awesome homes for people in a nice, professional way without the stress and.
Our health's our biggest
But also
one, so-
for our clients too, to hopefully deliver in an orderly fashion and to give them plenty of time for decisions if it hasn't already been something needs a decision. Or, just to be more structured, and that's just come from experience.
It did, yes.
And learning to read people and learn, I think Helen has helped us a lot with that, learning about different personalities and how they might process information differently.
Yeah.
How, some people are super relaxed and others need a long time, lots of back and forward to make decisions and whatnot. So that all affects lead time for ordering
Yeah.
and the boys on site,
Yeah.
if things are still up in the air. So I think all of that's sort of been more our focus rather than
planning ahead, systems, like schedule. That's the biggest one. Hey,
So
Yeah.
you brought up your health several times. Like that's obviously very important to you. Like,
it is now. Look, I'm over 50 now, and then you don't bounce back as much as you used to. Yeah, and then started seeing a holistic coach. I saw him on your podcast. Yeah.
old Hector.
Yeah, Hector, yes. So I've been eating a lot of meat and drinking salty water. Yeah, and it's got me off I don't drink as much now, that's for sure. And then you sort of realise, you've got to look after yourself.
Yeah. Are you feeling better?
Yeah. Like before I had my operation, I did some heavy, a hard week, and I recovered. I wake up in the morning and go, normally I've got a sore back and I can't move after a day like that. But recovering a lot faster, and I could do the same job the next day and go back home going, I'm sore. But wake up in the morning, I've recovered. So just learning about that. Yeah, I did yoga for a while as well, and that sort of helped my head.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's just sleeping and all.
So what's the future like for Essex Constructions? Like
Look out. No.
like you got exciting. Like, well, tell us like 2 years ago compared to now. Like workflow, jobs booked in.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, definitely.
good clients.
We've got we've got some awesome people that we're building with and building for. We've got pack processes booked into deep 2027. So that's really given us
good job.
confidence to put all of our staff on as permanent full-time employees. So we had a few casuals. So that was really exciting.
It was
for us, just to have that confidence
that we've
in
got
in ourselves, in our business, in the workflow, in our ability to just keep it up. And then I think, our own home will be a bit of a leapfrog into hopefully dabbling in some other developments, but also to be able to use it as a display home or a meeting place again. So we did that a little bit.
Not in the office.
Oh, in the shed. We do.
So
Steve's built a box. At least it does have some air conditioning.
Taking a lot of my room up in my shed.
Yeah.
But it's probably it's important space, mate.
It's amazing what leftover timber can do.
Materials.
Yeah.
Yeah, but to have a like our own product to have people walk through as a custom builder, you don't have the resource of a display home. It's super helpful.
Yeah.
So I think that'll be cool. Who knows? Maybe we'll do an event or two.
I think it's just
a relaunch, rebrand at 20. We'll be turning 20 before we know it.
I'm just happy. I'm excited about doing our own projects. Even just start with one. Yeah. That's a big leap.
That's all it takes.
It's a big leap for one. Just any business really. And
that'd be really exciting. Just been starting to listen and learn, from other builder developers. We've got friends who do it, and just lots of listening. Hey, it's just the preamble.
Well, that's where the true freedom and wealth come from. Like you can build a great business and you can get great cash flow and you can earn good money from a business, but true wealth comes from using your expertise and your knowledge to take the cream off a development that other people are doing.
And take the middleman out.
Yeah, we'll take the middleman out, but
really exciting to be able to be builder developer. I was listening to a podcast about
and you can make what excites Camille and I is we can try things. Like it doesn't have to be what clients want. Like if we've got an idea, we can try it. We can experiment. We can
to make a decision like that. I was doing some really complicated variation the other day. I can't wait to not have to. It's just
a variation.
Well, I know as a developer, you still have to document things.
My best advice I can give you is treat it exactly the same as a job. Like cost it the same. Have profit on it. Treat everything exactly the same because you still want to have a financially what a lot of people mistake they make is when they start doing their own jobs, they don't have their overheads or their company profit and things on it. But to be able to continue to do developments, your building business still needs to be profitable.
Oh, we've learned that before.
And look, there's obviously a lot of tax benefits and stuff as well. But,
that's right. Well, that's how we've priced our own home, as if basically Steve doesn't have to build it with his own two hands on Saturdays and Sundays for the next 4 years.
That's the last one.
That was, we've learnt from the previous home. So we're charging ourselves overheads in it, and there's money in there for the team to build it. And if Steve does some hours on it or whatever, we're trying to rope
Simone's
out
gold taps.
to pay for the gold taps. I'm not having gold taps. I don't like gold taps. So it'll be a good discipline, and it'll be interesting to see how the money pans out.
Definitely.
But that's the goal, is just to avoid any financial stress and just have it pay for itself, like any other job.
But how awesome to have 18 months of preliminary pack processes locked in. Jobs, like actual work locked in for your site team.
We're fully booked next year. I don't know how we're fully booked, and then we're deep into 27. So that's a real
that's the first.
Exciting. So it's a launch pad to, dream the next dream.
But it's very different to having, a lot of people can say they've got work booked in, but to actually have quality jobs, quality clients, profitable jobs.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's
No, we're very lucky. Like we work really
worked hard
for it.
But
So that I'd like to reduce my hours, but that's
Yeah.
going to come from systems. So no one can, like I've learnt too, you can hire people, you can throw money at things. It doesn't take the work away. Like it still needs to be done properly and well. So I think the systems is what's really going to save or reduce our contact hours.
definitely.
Yeah, so
Family
have a
time's
bit
gonna
more
be
family time. Yeah,
Big. It's going
Kids
to be
are
because we're going to have
growing
the
up.
right house for it too, like big pool, and they can bring their
well, it's a
friends
little
around.
bit smaller now. We did the pack process.
I haven't told Simone I'm going to do another bucket width.
Oh yeah, he wants to. This is it though. Oh no, I hate poke you. Steve's your own
It's just
worst
one
enemy.
bucket width.
Yeah,
A mud bucket.
yeah.
no, guys. Look, I'm super proud of you. I think you are very humble. I think you like the growth I've seen in the last 2 years has been excellent, and just to see the excitement and what you've got planned for the future, I think you should be very proud of yourselves as well.
Yeah, well, we are.
Thank you. Yeah, it's exciting.
It is. It is
on.
exciting. Yeah, it's like Christmas already too.
Yeah.
Steve wants a boat one day, a bigger boat. So I said, well,
I need a big car to tow that big boat.
Yeah.
get in the office and quote the next house. Keep working.
Yeah, we'll work it in.
Whatever
in
the
budget.
dream is. Yeah, that's right.
Guys, really appreciate your time. Thanks so much for coming down and sitting in the old shed this afternoon. And look, where can people find you? Where are they going?
Oh,
Okay.
Instagram, Facebook, it's just at SX Constructions, or online website.
Yeah, we've got a
SX.
website. We've got a good website. Yeah, all
Reach out.
Yeah, no, I'm
Yeah.
going guys, check them out. They do awesome work. And like I said, I'm super proud of you guys. Keep up the good work. And look, guys, for everyone that's listening, make sure you go to the DuaynePearce.com website. Check out our merch. It is walking out the door at the moment. So get yours so you can help grow our Level Up movement. One last thing before we get out of here, which I forgot. What does Level Up mean to you?
Wow. It's just taken us from the weeds to having
definitely.
a clear path.
Yeah,
Pathway.
direction.
Yeah.
Yeah, a better direction too. Like a sound one. Like, yeah. It's
It's been life changing,
it
Duayne.
has.
Yeah, thank
Awesome.
you.
for the good.
Yeah.
Cheers, guys. Look forward to seeing you on the next one.